Now, we've done numerous what-if scenarios on many events in United States and world history, and have narrowed down to what we think are the least troublesome to the space-time continuum. I had a list made up of what you and the new crew are going to do and what you're not going to do. The President handed Hawking and Miller a printout. Want to discuss this? The time-traveling items to do: try to help out at the Alamo, stop Wounded Knee massacre, reroute a ship near the Titanic to rescue more people, help Anne Frank and family survive concentration camps, stop President Kennedy's assassination, fix Apollo 13, Skylab, and Challenger. Half of these are major events. The Titanic, Anne Frank and Kennedy, for example. With the Titanic, why not just keep the ship from sinking instead of rerouting another ship? Asked Hawking. According to the scenarios we've done, the Titanic not sinking would do more harm than good. As a result of the sinking, shipping lines were moved further south. Safety on board ships was considered more important, and communication between ships became regulated. In one scenario, the Titanic sinks anyway, in the place of the Lusitania. Well, that certainly makes sense to me. What's your take on Anne Frank? Asked Miller before Hawking could reply, as the scientist was about to argue with that kind of reasoning. We figure that if Anne and Margot Frank are inoculated against typhus, both of them will survive instead of dying less than a month before Bergen-Belsen was liberated. Beyond being liberated, we don't know what'll happen to Anne and Margot. Maybe Anne will be a famous writer, or Margot the head of the Red Cross, or something similar in nature, remarked Williamson. If we save Anne Frank, why can't we stop the Holocaust altogether? Asked Hawking. We looked into that, and no matter what we do, the Holocaust will occur, either in the 1940s or a different decade. Kill Adolf Hitler in World War I, and Heinrich Himmler could begin a different kind of Nazi party, one that could be far worse since Himmler was the Gestapo chief. If someone were to kill Himmler, someone else might create some kind of Nazi Germany with a Holocaust in some form or other. Stopping World War I has too many variables to even try to stop, so World War II was going to happen anyway. So all you'll be doing is to make sure Anne and Margot survive World War II. If we inoculate Anne from getting typhus, then why would the Germans send her and Margot to Bergen-Belsen? Asked Hawking. No matter what we do, the Germans would send them there anyway. Did you have a problem with JFK being assassinated? Asked Williamson. You do realize that if Kennedy was kept from being assassinated, it could cause major disruptions in the space-time continuum? You could ruin NASA. Every president after him could be different. The Soviet Union could be stronger. You name it, it could happen, argued Hawking. I respect your opinion, Doctor, but it's just that, your opinion. In ours, we believe that if Kennedy wasn't killed, NASA would have bigger growth. We'd have a moon base long before 2025 and a Mars colony before 2040. We would have left the solar system before 2045 and would be further along in our space exploration by now. We also think the only change in presidential succession would be Lyndon Johnson would never get the chance to be president. Added to that, we also think Robert Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. would not be assassinated and live much longer lives. Any other problems, Doctor? Yes, I do have a couple more problems. First off, why isn't the Columbia on the list to fix while the Challenger is on the list? Secondly, why do you want whoever the new crew is and I to help the Alamo? We thought we could add the Columbia, but when we did the research first and then realized we couldn't, so the decision was made not to add the shuttle to the list. Because of the Columbia disintegrating upon re-entry, NASA grounded the 3 remaining shuttles and soon came to realize they needed to produce a safer, more advanced, and less breakdown-prone spacecraft.